Jon Cooper, good afternoon. It's great to have you with us. NFL draft is so important. At the end of the day, I think this is the most unique draft we've had because for the first time since 1967, when they put this format into place, every team retains its own number one pick. Nobody has got multiple number ones. That's stunning. The other thing, historically, the NFL draft, all the years you and I have gotten together, John, on our draft preview shows, there's always been about the quarterbacks and who's going where. And we got one quarterback at the top, and the rest of it seems to be falling down the board. This is a defensive draft. It's a big boy draft. I find this the most unique draft that I think I've covered in a long time. Your perspective, if you do this on an annual basis, what's it been like for you?
Well, there was the year that Kenny Pickett came out. He was the only quarterback drafted in the first round, so there's some similarities there. As far as that goes, it wasn't a great year for quarterbacks. Now, we're used to pretty good years for quarterbacks the last 3 years. You had Jaden Daniels at the top last year, Caleb Williams, Drake May. You had three guys go 1, 2, 3. And year before that, C.J. Stroud. So we've been spoiled. But the truth of the matter is there's two drafts. There's a quarterback draft and there's the draft of everybody else. And so some of these quarterbacks get valued, higher than they are as a football player because they're a quarterback. So, this year I'm not sure that's going to be the case.
Is this the most unique?
I agree with you.
Is this a most unique year? And is it because there's so many different types of general managers that everybody's retained their own number one pick and nobody's dealing number one picks away? Or is that all about to change come Thursday?
I don't think, you just never know what's going to happen. The one thing about this draft, I think a lot of people would like to trade down because there's a lot of talent in this draft. And it's deep, especially on defense. That's where you're going to find some really good players. The defensive line, defensive tackle, interior defenders in particular. You might be able to get a starter in just about every round. There's that talented. 40 interior defenders at the combine. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. And we have about 33, 34 of them draftable grades. So a lot of talent there.
Yeah, I went through a whole series of the top mock drafts that I pay attention to, John, and I did an average out. 18 players on defense in the first round, 6 offensive linemen. That's 24 of the first 32 picks in the mock drafts were non-skilled guys. I shook my head and said, wow, this is going to be a different draft.
Well, George Young used to say, if you want to win, you need to dance with the elephants.
Big boy draft. That's what
right.
It is.
You got it.
His name is Jon Cooper. He's one of the editors of OurLads Draft Guide. We're going to go position by position. He's going to give us some bullet points. This is the first half of a doubleheader podcast broadcast with us here. Jon will be with us.